And we are live, boys.
All right.
Thursday night before the Super Bowl. Mr. Sis still is rocking his Alabama hat.
Good evening, everyone.
How are you, Mr. Sis?
We are live, boys. All right.
Thursday
Check
night.
that out.
Bryce is giving a smiley face.
Hey, what's up, Bryce?
Bryce, how you
And
doing?
leading into Bryce, we'll go right into Mr. Carson. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Always a pleasure to be on the greatest sports talk show online.
There you go. And Mr. Kirkpatrick, we did this a couple hours ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we did this a couple hours ago. Last night was great. Hopefully, not hopefully, but I'm looking forward to another fun-filled hour with you guys tonight.
What do we got on the agenda, Mr. Kirkpatrick? You worked hard on it today.
Mostly Super Bowl, but before Super Bowl, we got some NFL news that we didn't touch base with yesterday.
And Kenny, before we get into NFL news, we got a comment from our guy, Smoky Beard, Mr. Neely, saying Mr. Lion. So I'm assuming he's talking about Carson.
That's right.
So
In
there
case
you
you
go.
missed it yesterday, go check out the great food that Smoky Beard cooked on the
Oh,
show.
Carson. It was awesome, Carson.
I'll have to check that out. That
Great
sounds awesome.
food. Great food.
Good
Sweet.
recipes. We can at least get the recipes. We can't try the food, but we can at least get the recipes.
Yeah.
By the
Absolutely.
way, Neely's saying, Carson, are you looking for a chef for your show? Asking for a friend. So
Yeah, it'd be great. I'm always hungry, man. Send him my way.
send them his way. Send some of that Smoky Beard that way. He'll get it on. Neely.
Absolutely.
All right, Mr. Kirkpatrick, you're running
Yeah,
the show.
NFL news. It's a little Super Bowl. We're gonna have we're gonna have officepoolparties.com joining us later.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
some football props and then some college basketball to wrap it up tonight.
Okay.
So let's start NFL news. We got Carson on. We waited for this. Last week there was a huge trade. We've been talking about Carson's Lions for weeks. Like, where's Matthew Stafford gonna go?
Yeah.
And last week the trade was made. Rams getting Matthew Stafford out of nowhere and trading Jared Goff for multiple Lions getting Jared Goff and multiple draft picks. I'm going to start with Carson himself on the Lions.
Yeah, it was crazy because I was doing a live stream on my YouTube channel, and a couple people in the chat broke the news to me, and I had to kind of investigate it. And sure enough, I looked at my phone and I saw all over Twitter breaking news: Stafford to the Rams. But I think it's a win-win for both teams. Obviously, Stafford wanted out of Detroit. He kind of gave it his all here. Super happy for him, and he's actually on a legit contending team now with the Rams. He actually has legitimate defense that can actually back him up, and he won't have to rely so much on him making fourth quarter miracles like he did all the time with us. So he's got a nice young core around him. He's actually got a great defense, and he's got some good offensive weapons around him. I'm excited for Jared Goff as well, too. He's been to a Super Bowl. You can't deny that. And I know he had an off year last year. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of years. Because I know we're picking up his contract, so it's going to be interesting to see if we're going to keep him, depending on what he does this year. I think we're obviously going to start him, and we're going to see how well he performs, and then maybe honestly trade for him. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the draft as well. If we take a backup quarterback that can learn behind Goff, but yeah, I think it's a win-win too. Not only did we get Goff, we got 2 first-rounders in the future and a third-rounder this year. So I think it's a win-win all around for both teams.
Oh, I agree. How about you, Sis? What are your thoughts on that trade?
Yeah, I thought it was a good trade, and I think the Rams got the best of the deal.
You think the Rams got the best of the deal?
Absolutely, the Rams did,
Okay.
yeah. Mhm.
Kurt, what do you want to add?
Yeah, you know what? I think I agree with Sis. I think day one today, I think the Rams got the best of the deal. But I also think the Lions did very well. I mean, again, 2 number ones. You still got a quarterback he's an NFL quarterback in Goff. He got and a number 3 pick too, right, Carson? 2
Yeah.
1s and a 3. I mean, that's a lot for Stafford. You know, I mean, and phenomenal. They can do whatever they want now. They could play if they really don't love anybody in the quarterback draft. They can stay with Goff and keep those picks and, build up the team. Or if they really don't want to go get somebody like Carson, who would right now, you're not going to get Lawrence, but
Yeah.
Fields, Wilson, what's the other guy? Lance, Mac Jones. Is there anybody out there that you would be like, I'll push both of those draft picks in to, I'll get my 2 picks to go get that guy. Is there anybody that you really want out of that group?
See, and that's the big question, because it's going to be interesting to see where these quarterbacks line up in the draft. If we're so high on Justin Fields and we can kind of explore his horizons and he can learn as a backup his first couple of years, and then, depending on what we do with Goff, we go with him. Or I feel like we could get not much of a difference if we were to pick a quarterback in the 3rd round. Instead, I think we could get a decent, solid player with our 7th pick. I'd rather do that than just take a chance on like Justin Fields or a quarterback, because we got Jared Goff to kind of explore and see what happens with him.
I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree.
I also agree. Sis, you want to add anything else? What do you think the Lions are going to do? Sis, let me ask you this question. What do you think the Lions are going to do draft now if they stay at 7? Let's say no trades. Are they going to go get a receiver for Goff? Are they going to look defense? Are they going to get a quarterback? What's your opinion on the draft for the Lions?
Well, like I said, when I saw the mock draft about 2 weeks ago, they're talking about Devontae Smith in the 7th spot. So, I mean, again,
I could see any of the 3 receivers going to the Lions. It all depends on which teams have Devontae Smith ranked higher than Chase. Some teams are going to have Chase ranked higher. Waddle is another guy. At 7, Carson, you can get one of those 3 receivers to go with Goff, I think, and Hutchinson. I think you got a nice rebuilding offense.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, we got a good 2-way threat with Kenny Golladay. We have to pay him in the offseason. We have to re-sign him, because if we don't, that's going to be a big loss on our end, because I think he's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. He just didn't have it with his injuries this year, but him and Marvin Jones, and you get maybe a young wide receiver in the draft. I think it's definitely they're making a lot of moves. They're definitely just the Fords are kind of starting to kind of go in a different direction. Obviously with Robert Woods, it's kind of interesting because he stepped in and I was our new GM, and he went and did the deal with his former team, the Rams, where he got Goff and a couple of other picks. So he knows his stuff, and I'm looking forward to the future.
Now, do you know off the top of your head what your salary cap looks like? Do you have a lot of money to spend this offseason, or?
I'm not sure. I know we did pick up Goff's contract, which is that's expensive, especially because they signed he got an extension after they made the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So I know it's pretty big on Goff's end. So I think there's still some room we can work with, though.
I personally think, last thing on this, I think the Lions are going to go get a receiver. I think they're going to lose Golladay. I don't want to say that to you, but I think this and my Giants are in the running for Kenny Golladay.
Wow.
And I would love Kenny Golladay. I was going to ask you your thoughts on Kenny Golladay, but you said you just hit it on a button a minute ago. Mm-hmm. You said you think he's a top 5 receiver.
Kenny, can I chime in real quick on this? See, and they talk about this all the time on Denver radio, and I think it's important for Detroit. I don't think like Detroit has. So what does Detroit have now? What numbers draft picks do they have?
They have 7.
7.
Yeah, we have 7. Then we have the Rams' 3rd rounder this year in this draft.
Okay, so say it's 7, right? Like Sis is saying Devontae Smith, which I like. I mean, what he is. I think everyone on this panel thinks he's going to be a legit pro. See, I think it gets scary where like if now you start looking and saying, okay, I have to take a quarterback. Lawrence is gone. Wilson, like the Lions like Wilson, say Fields, and then Lance. And now Wilson goes and Fields goes. So it's like, well, the only guy left is Lance, so I got to take him. I just think that's so like scary to do as a franchise, to say I'm gonna take whoever's there. Like if you love him and you like that guy and he's there, take him. If you don't, like I agree with what you said, Carson. Get a good player. Sis is saying Devontae Smith. Get a guy, because if you gamble on number 7 and you and Lance, now that sets you back 3 more years. You don't have another guy that's a number 1 first pick. Like that's I think a lot of teams do that. They're just like, whoever falls to me, I'm gonna take. And I think that's the wrong thing to do at quarterback. They talk about, again, on Denver radio every day I listen, and this one guy is just like, he was talking about the year with Baker and Lamar and all those guys, and they were saying, I'll take any of them. Well, the problem would have been is you would have took Josh Rosen, How would that panned out?
Right.
Not good. Bryce is saying trade down to around 15 and draft defense is what he's saying to do.
He thinks you should go defense. I could see them going defense.
He's saying
too.
trade down, get some more assets, and pick defense.
Yeah, I just hope we don't pull like a Green Bay Packers situation last year where they went and got Jordan Love in the first round, and you see he hardly ever played this year. It's going to now depend. Now, granted, it's going to be interesting to see if Aaron Rodgers stays with the Packers or not. But I really feel like you guys are kind of talking about it, like go and get an actual player, because we have Goff right now, which is probably going to be our starter for the next few years or so, and I'd rather get somebody who's going to play versus a backup quarterback who's going to sit and watch,
Yep.
I agree. Sis, I know you had something changing to the next story. Deshaun Watson's been in the stories every day. We did a little quarterback thing with him last couple weeks ago. Last week we did stuff with Watson. But Deshaun Watson's still in the news. Now that this trade has been made with Stafford, the Lions got 2 future first rounds. What does that mean for whoever trades Watson? If the Texans do trade Watson, what's the price going to be? And then I know you had a question or two you wanted to ask us.
Kenny, real quick, Dale Jr. saying hello. Hello, Dale Jr. Thanks for joining.
Dale Jr., what's going on?
Kenny, do you realize the Giants have a shot at getting Waddle?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yes, I do. The Giants are in a good spot at 11. Like, we're going to get the best player available, I think.
Getting back to Watson, he signed a $150 million contract 4 years ago, number one. Number two, he's 25 years old. He's the second highest pass rating quarterback in the league behind Mahomes. And my thing is this, like, it's getting to the point where players are going to dictate who the general managers are coming in, and they feel like they should be told, like, who it is. And see, I don't buy any of that. I'm old school. I mean, it's like, whoever they pick to be your coach, you can't say, well, I don't want to play because, I don't really like this guy. And, I don't get that. They don't have to trade him. A lot of people think they have to trade him. They don't have to trade him. And he made the statement, if they don't trade him, he has no intentions on playing. So basically, who's he hurting?
Himself.
He's hurting himself.
Right.
He's hurting himself.
It's a poker move, sis. Is he really going to lose all that money?
Well, that's a great point you just brought up. It is a poker move,
Yeah.
Personally, I think they might force him to stay and call his bluff.
I agree. I agree to a point. I could see only a couple of teams, guys, going after him. And one of them that caught my radar lately are the Raiders. We talked about it yesterday. We had a couple of Redskin fans, Washington fans on, and they were talking Derek Carr to Washington. Now, if Carr goes to Washington, falls in that same category as Stafford. Around that, one maybe better. I think Stafford's a little better than Carr, but we're not talking leaps and bounds over Carr. Mm-hmm. So if Washington trades for Carr, the Raiders in return can get themselves a future first-round pick or two, and then they have the assets to trade for Watson for their future.
But Kenny, here's
the other thing about,
like you, sis, I'm old school. I'm not giving a team 3 or 4 first-round picks of my future and ruin my future, hoping that Deshaun Watson can win me 3 Super Bowls with no first-round picks.
Well, here's another thing about Watson people aren't understanding. Wherever he goes, it's going to count 10.5 against their cap.
Right.
You understand?
Carson, let me just bring a team into the mix here. The Jets.
Yeah.
They're not winning a Super Bowl next year. They're not winning a Super Bowl 2 years from now.
Right.
Are you, if you're the Jets general manager, going to give the Texans 3 first-round picks? You're 2 this year and at least 1 next year.
Yeah, and that's just it. How much do you want Deshaun Watson? Because his price to get him is going to be extremely high. Especially with the Jets. And even in Deshaun Watson's case is, and like you mentioned this too, sis, is like, is it really is the grass going to be really greener on the other side, or is he just better off staying with the Texans and making maybe some moves down the line? But especially when you have the Jets in consideration, who were, obviously one of the worst teams in the league this year, it's going to be interesting to see what the conversation is between Watson and the GM if he decides to move this year.
Well, that's a great point. Here's a question. How's that new general manager, Nick Cassaro, whatever his name is, how's he going to convince Watson to stay there?
Right, right.
What is he going to do?
Right. It's ownership that he has a problem with.
Yeah, you're not going to offer him any more money.
Right.
I mean,
but you know what, sis, and you nailed it before, but they only have one person to blame, and that's themselves. Because, you see, I think, and I think a lot of people are saying, oh, it's going to take 4 number ones. And you know what? It really, it's not, because he's in the driver's seat. Like, I understand what you're saying, sis. I wouldn't trade him. I agree with you. But the point is, see, with Stafford, like, Denver offered him Drew Lock and number 9. The Redskins put in a bid. That was a full bid, and it went to the best call. Here, Deshaun Watson, the Jets could say, I'm going to give you 10 number ones. If he turns around and says, I'm not going there, there's no trade. He's got a no trade clause.
Right.
So he's going to basically tell somebody, like they're saying this guy, Kareem Jackson on Denver, is talking to him. Now there's interest in Watson maybe going to Denver. Like, if he just turns around and says, I want to go to Denver, what the Giants give him, that means I'm not going there. There's no deal with the Giants. They have to deal with Denver. So if I'm Denver, I'm saying, I'm only giving you 2 number ones. I'm not giving you all that. For what?
And if he gets traded, the Texans, if he gets traded, their salary cap goes. They're going to take.
They're going to get a hit.
They're going to get hit for 2.6 million. Yeah.
But you know what? They deserve it. They gave him the no trade clause. Sis, they gave him the no trade clause.
Right.
They gave him all that money, and now so they're basically saying it's not even like this big package. It's actually crazy. Stafford might give them might be a better package than what they get, because if he just turns around and says, I want to go here, that team's not going to give them everything they want. For what? You're bidding against yourselves. If he says, I'm not going anywhere.
The other thing that's going on, they're getting calls on them, and this Nick Caruso, whatever his name is, he's telling people basically there'll be no interest until March.
Right, and that hurts, because other teams need to make a move.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Great
point.
Now, Sis and Carson, this is going to be more directed towards Kurt, because Sis and I are Giants fans. Quarterbacks in our division, besides, not counting our team, Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts or Carson Wentz, Alex Smith, and Dak Prescott right now. Carson, you have Aaron Rodgers right now. If the season's if right now they have Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, and either Trubisky or Foles.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt has Mahomes and Herbert.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Denver, and you got to watch out for the Raiders. Denver and the Raiders should be in a bidding war for Watson, because if the Raiders or Denver get Watson, that other team you could just forget about for the next 10 years. So now you got 3 franchise quarterbacks in your division.
That's a great point.
That's a good point, yeah.
What are your thoughts, Kurt? You need to be in a bidding war with the Vegas, because I'm hearing Vegas might trade Carr. My opinion, if they trade Carr, they're going all in on Watson.
Right, but again, they could go heavy as much as they want. It's up to Deshaun Watson. See, that's why they're saying, like, this guy Kareem Jackson, I spoke with him, like, he's interested in Denver. He's saying that because if you don't have any interest, like, I'll tell you this, the Raiders better have a backdoor deal saying he's interested, because they can offer whatever they want. If he turns around and says, I'm not going to Oakland. Now, in my opinion, would I do it for Deshaun Watson? I would. I mean,
because you're in a win now mode.
We're in a win now mode.
That's rebuilding. Like, my point is, and we'll get, we'll finish, and then if Sis has any questions about Watson, we'll get into them. My last point on this, and then I want all you guys' opinion too. My opinion is a rebuilding team no Watson. Jets, Panthers, any of those teams should not be going after Deshaun Watson because you're taking your shot at the quarterback in the draft and building for the future. You get Watson, you're not building for the future. You're giving up 4 years of first-round picks.
Is he a top 5 quarterback in football, Kenny?
He is.
Okay, then you know what? Why?
Borderline.
If he's borderline, here's my point. Trevor Lawrence, we said this for months. Trevor Lawrence, it's a no-brainer. Who's the second pick, though? Seriously, who's the second? If you don't,
I know.
The Jets don't even know who they want. So why would you go and say, I might take Wilson, I might take Fields? You got Deshaun Watson right there. Take him.
All right, so you're saying go get Watson.
Go get Watson.
Jets. Carson, if you're the Jets, or we'll just throw the Jets in the mix. Number 2, a rebuilding team. If you're the Jets, are you trading multiple first-round picks for Watson?
Yeah, and it just kind of goes back to how badly they want him. And, it just, is Watson going to say, yeah, I want to go to the Jets, or no, I'm not going to do that. I want to go to a team that wants to win now, like you guys were saying. So, and Kurt nailed it on the head. I can't tell you. I mean, it's Trevor Lawrence, and I can't name a couple guys after him that are like studs, like could be future Hall of Famers.
By the way,
so
Carson,
I don't
Arcade
know. That's
Soldier
a good question.
saying, "What's up, guys?" Arcade Soldier.
Hey, what's up, Arcade Soldier? How you doing, Jesus?
Jesus, thanks for joining. Sis, what do you think? The Jets, if you're the Jets GM, are you making trading all those?
Well, again, repeating myself, I think the sticking point tonight that we're all talking about is this general manager to me, he's going to hang him out till March, and that's going to hurt all the other teams that are interested in him, and that's going to be his way of forcing this kid to stay there.
Sis, that's a great point, sis. Great point.
I'm going to end it on this, and then I'm going to give it to Sis if he wants to ask us anything. I'm old school. I want no part of anybody, and this includes Deshaun Watson. I want to be traded. You're coming to my Jets now. We're 2-14. We haven't won in 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
What makes us say he ain't going to say 2 years from now, I'm sitting out if you don't trade me?
Right.
I don't want that on my team.
Yeah. Well, it's funny not to bring another sport into the mix, but it kind of reminds me of Anthony Davis with the Pelicans. He demanded a trade. He wanted to go someplace else, and then they held on to him for another year, and he was just crying and complaining and just kind of said, "I'm not playing. I'm protesting. I'm not doing what I want." I could see a similar situation with Deshaun Watson, but that if he does that could and he said he could hurt himself by not doing what he wants to do.
Yeah. Sis, you want to add anything else?
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, again, the problem here is, this kid he wants to dictate that he wants to be traded. So if this starts happening, what's going to stop anybody else from any team to start saying, well, you gave me $150 million for 2 years, 4 years rather, but now I don't want to stay here.
Right.
I want to go someplace else. Now you're opening the floodgate.
Joe Burrow on the Bengals may say, I want to play on Cincinnati.
Yeah, perfect example.
Right, but you know what, though? But Kenny, see, what Sis is saying is this is worse. Because even if somebody, just say, I don't know, give me somebody in the NFL. Say somebody like Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron Rodgers. Just say he had 3 years, or I don't know. All right, say Aaron Rodgers. All right, but say he has 3 or 4 years on his contract. I know he has one, but just say he had 3 or 4. He could say whatever he wants. The Packers are going to go and say, all right, NFL, Aaron Rodgers is up for grabs. Give me offers. He can't turn around and say, I'm not going to the Giants. He has no say in that. But this, with the no trade clause, it's not I'm telling you, people are going to be shocked. I don't think they're going to get the 5 and 6, all these draft picks, because you're going to bid against yourself. He's basically going to go and say, I want to go to Cincinnati. Send me to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's going to go and say, he wants to come by me? I'll give you 2 picks, and that's it. Why give more? He said he's not going anywhere else. Now, if you say, here's the difference. If he says, I'll go to Denver or Vegas, now I got to get into a bidding war. But if he says, I'm not going to the Raiders, I want to go to Denver, I'm not going to bid against myself.
But we don't know who's on his no trade clause.
We don't know. But I'm saying is you're going to get that scoop from somebody.
I'm just going out on a bold prediction. I think the Raiders are going to be shopping Carr, and that's your sleeper to get Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
Because they have to compete with Mahomes and Herbert. And just like Denver may have a shot at it. Somebody in that AFC West is going to have Deshaun Watson.
I agree.
Sis, you have any questions with Watson you want to add, or anything you wanted to add to the mix?
I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, really, what happened to, we got a deal here for 156 million. Why don't you just honor your contract and stay there and do what you're supposed to do? That's the problem. As far as I'm concerned, there's too much of that going on.
Yep. But who do you blame? You got to blame them. They gave him that. You got to blame the Texans.
You're 100% right. I blame the management.
Let me ask you something. You think New England would give him a no-trade clause? You think Belichick is going to give him a no-trade clause? Never happened. Never happened. Nope. Because it's a good organization. They know. He knows. He doesn't care who it. Listen. He wanted to get rid of Tom Brady. He got rid of Tom Brady.
Right.
He didn't care.
Right. Yep. Good point.
All right. You want to get into some Super Bowl? Switch it up a little bit?
Sure.
All right. So we all know Super Bowl Sunday. We saved our bets for tonight for Wits and Wagers. We made our predictions yesterday. We'll get into that. But, so what's the line? The line's 3.5 right now?
I think it's 3.
Buccaneers are getting 3 points. We'll start with the easy one. Buccaneers getting 3. I'll start with Carson. Who are you picking in the game, Carson? And the over-under is 56.5. Do you think it's going to be high scoring, low scoring?
I think it's going to be a high scoring game. And I think I'm going to go with the Bucs in this one. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a high scoring game.
We had you on the show yesterday. You picked the Bucs. I agree with Carson. I'm going to go Bucs and high scoring as well. Brady is just going to be extra motivated, in my opinion, to win with another team. Stick it to the Patriots. You know what?
Yeah.
And, he could be the first quarterback to win a home game, in the home stadium. Another thing added to his resume and his, Hall of Fame career. Give me the Bucs. Not as high as people are saying. I'm going to say it's in the 20s. I'm going to go 27-21 Bucs. Sis.
Well, I think now with the forecast.
I'm going Bucs in the under. I'm sorry. I'm going Bucs in the under.
Okay. I think now with the forecast, I was really high on this 56.5, but not anymore. Because if you have a torrential downpour over there, I think the advantage goes to Tampa Bay because they got the running game. Kansas City doesn't, in my opinion. Anyway.
Don't do it, sis. Don't do it.
And I'm, I'll tell you what. I had Atlanta when Brady was down 28-3. Never going against Brady in the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, not happening.
Did you rip that tape at halftime? And you
Excuse me?
You ripped it up and you had to tape it back up, right?
It was over. It was over. And then all of a sudden.
Oh, that's right. You had Matt Ryan. And
he had Atlanta. He had Atlanta.
Not only that, they were getting points and New England covered.
And they covered because they scored a touchdown.
So you're taking Brady the Bucs and what, the under, sis?
Brady just went bing, 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 bing. No over, no under. Just money line Tampa Bay.
Money line Tampa Bay is your bet. Mr. Valenti.
Listen.
He's not sweeping the board. I know that.
I'm not.
No, he's sick.
I'm not sick. I'm going to be honest. I don't have a great feeling because Kenny nailed it last night. Running the ball in defense and running game. And that's what Tampa Bay is. Again, I'm going to go a little, but that one quarterback, that special quarterback can beat that formula. And Mahomes is that special. Now, I wouldn't lay 3 points because I picked Kenny. You remember my score last night? Because you were laughing at me all night. Do you remember the score?
No.
26-24.
That's right. I said, where are you getting 26? You must have a Super Bowl pool box, 6 and 4.
I do not. Arcade Soldier saying 38-24 Chiefs.
I like it.
So he's picking that. I'm going 26-24 Chiefs. So I would say, I heard Sis say money line Bucks. I'm going money line. I don't want to give a point. I don't want to give 2 points because all that crazy stuff, you know me, Sis. Money line the Chiefs. When Mahomes is holding up his back-to-back trophy, you guys will thank me on Sunday night. Don't get sucked into this.
You got to add into the mix. You hate Brady.
I do hate Brady, but I'm also going to say this, and this is why I'm not shocked with Carson, but I'm actually stunned with you two guys. Queen of Claus is saying hello.
Hey, it's up, Queen.
But I'm stunned at you two guys, and I'm going to tell you why. You're Giant fans. You've lived through it. You had Spags, and you're going to take Todd Bowles over Spagnuolo? I know Sis will be texting me at 7:20 saying, this guy Bowles is terrible when it's 21-3. Terrible. So, Sis, let Kenny get sucked into that Tampa Bay window. But I'm telling you as a friend, Sis, don't do it because Spagnuolo is like Breslin. He's going to have something. You've seen what Bowles is going to have.
Let me tell you why Sis is coming aboard Tampa. And Carson, you can agree with this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Brady, how many Super Bowls? 7?
Seven.
Gronk, 7 Super Bowls. Antonio Brown.
Brady's been in 10.
Antonio Brown, multiple Super Bowls.
Kenny, Brady's been in 10.
Right. Multiple Super Bowls. Antonio Brown.
Evening.
That's just on the offense. Suh has been in 2. He's been in 1 with the Rams, and now he's in 1 with the Bucks. JPP, you got experience in Super Bowls, and I don't care what anybody says. I know there's only going to be 10,000 fans, 15,000 at the Super Bowl, and it's going to be
22.
It's not all going to be Buccaneer fans, but it's still home field advantage.
Yeah.
Coach Breslin brought up a great point last night. JPP, All-Pro, been to a Super Bowl. He's going to be going against a second-string tackle.
Yeah. Listen,
starting tackles out.
I agree with you guys. That's why I'm going with a low-scoring game. I'm not going with these high 41-30. It's going to be low-scoring. But I'm going to tell you this. I am going to post, and Sis, I hope you don't get mad, but I am going to screenshot and post that text that says, Todd Bowles is terrible when he's getting ripped up. And Bowles, and I'm shocked at you, Sis, and I'm shocked at you, Kenny, because you lived through Spags against that Brady offense, and he completely shut it down. And you're turning your back on Spags to go with Todd Bowles. And you know what? If you guys bet Tampa Bay, you guys deserve to lose your money on Sunday.
Chiefs
both of you
defense
too.
Is nowhere near as good as that Giants defense was when Spags was there.
Okay.
Kurt will be on next Wednesday. You guys were right. He's done it all year long. All right, so I got some fun Super Bowl prop bets, guys.
Look at Sis smiling. He knows Sis is I'm gonna get Sis to change. Carson, by Sunday, Sis will be wearing red. I'm gonna get him.
Those linebackers on Tampa Bay are gonna eat.
We got about 5 minutes before our guests come on to do some prop
By the way,
bets.
Queen of
I
Claus.
got some.
Kenny, real quick. Mark is saying hello, Calderio.
What's up, Mark?
And Queen of Claus is saying I'm doing very well. She's listening to our picks. Listen to the top guy's pick. Do not listen to the guy with the Yankee hat on tonight. He's sucking you into Tampa Bay. Don't get sucked in.
Queen, Sis, myself, and Carson picked the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady. That's all you got to know. I got some fun Super Bowl bets, guys. These are meant to be fun. I'll write them down. We'll see how many of these we get right and how many we get wrong.
Sure.
I'll start with Carson, the easy one. Coin toss, heads or tails?
Tails never fails. I got $5 on it.
I'm throwing $5 Monopoly money on it too. I'm going tails. Kurt.
I'm with Carson. Tails never fails.
Sis, you going against the panel, tails or heads, or you going tails?
Heads all the way.
There it is. More money lost, Kurt.
Yep. By the way, Kenny, Stephen Waldman saying hi, guys, and Laura Osteen is checking in with us.
Hey, Laura. Hey, Steve. Thanks for joining.
Hey, Laura.
And Arcade Soldiers going heads with Mr. Sis.
All right. I'll come right back with Sis on this one. Who's going to score the first touchdown? Chief or Buccaneer player? Who's it going to be?
I'm going to say it's going to be like an interception, a defensive interception by the Bucs.
Those odds are big, Carson. Big.
A Bucs defensive player.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with our guy last night, Intercept Your Lunch. Marty Joins had a fun little prop bet. I'm going to go Chris Godwin. His show, Intercept Your Lunch, he does fun little prop bets. For $5, this will get you back $322.
Wow.
Chris Godwin to score the first touchdown. And Bam Adebayo playing before the Super Bowl. Heat are playing the Hornets. Bam Adebayo to get a double-double for $5 will bring you back $322 in a return.
Wow.
I'm going to go Chris Godwin and hope that Marty gets that parlay hit with Bam. So I'm going to go Chris Godwin first touchdown in the Super Bowl. Sis.
I'm going to go with Gronk from Mr. Brady for the first touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Wow.
Kurt.
I got a comment. We got Arcade Soldier saying long pass. He's going Chiefs. He's going to Mr. Hill. I'm going to go with my boy. I said it last night. Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Okay. And I got a couple more over-unders, and then we're going to bring in our guy Christian for a few minutes after these couple over-unders I got.
Okay.
And then we'll get to more later if we have time. Passing yards. I'll start with Brady, and then we'll do Mahomes. I'm going to start with you, Kurt. Brady is 296.5. Over or under that total?
I love this bet. Under. Because, again, he's not Sis said weather, but he's not going to throw the ball 40 times. They're going to play defense, run the ball. Under.
Sis.
Under.
Yeah, I'm going under as well.
I'm with you guys on the under. And Pat Mahomes, 329.5, Kurt.
I can never go under with Mahomes. I can't go under. I got to go over.
Sis.
Under.
Carson. I'm gonna say barely under.
I'm gonna go slightly under too, especially if the weather may cause an effect here. But not saying he's gonna get over 300, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be right around that number, around 320. I'm with Carson 100% on that. Let's go to some running backs real quick. Running backs and quarterbacks here. Carson, Leonard Fournette, 48.5. Over, under.
I'm going to go under. I feel like they're going to mix up a lot of running backs in there. And they're going to use a lot of running backs in this game for Tampa. I'm going to say under.
Got it. I'm with you. Sis, over, under, Fournette, 48.5.
Under.
Mr. Valenti, it's sweeping the board with that one?
You know, this is a hard one because they're going to run the ball, but just like Carson, I agree with him. Like, is Jones going to get a lot of carry? Or Kenny, you might have said it last night. I hate doing unders like that. I don't know. I'm going to go over.
Okay. And how about Ronald Jones? Kurt, I'll come right back to you since you went over.
What is it?
35.5.
Over.
Sis.
Over.
Carson.
I'm going to say under on this one.
I'm going to go over because he's got the potential to get a 20 or 30-yard burst on one play.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over on him. The quarterbacks real quick. Mahomes, 21.5. Kurt?
I'm going over. I like this one a lot. You know, it's the Super Bowl. I know they kind of said they're not going to run them in the AFC Championship game, but now it's 2 weeks, rested, everything's on the line. Just like Coach Breslin was saying last night, they're going to play off a little. So maybe they're going to take the deep play away, but now they're going to be susceptible to a little zone read or him out of the pocket. So I love this one. What is it, 21.5?
21.5.
I love this one.
I'm with you. Sis, over, under.
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty easy with Mahomes. That's over.
Okay, Carson, you sweep.
This is rushing yards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily over.
One more quarterback. Brady. Half a yard, Kurt. Over, under.
Half a yard.
Well, I'm just going to tell you guys this. I lost the bet this year because I needed Patrick Mahomes to run for, say, and this is true, Carson, I think he needed, say, 30 yards rushing, right? They were playing the Raiders. He needed 30 yards rushing. He got up to, no, I'm sorry, I needed more than 30 and a half, so I needed 31. So he had like 30, I think, did he get 31? He might have got 31 or whatever. He just got it, and I was like, I won. I got it. Next thing you know, I'm like, why didn't I get my money? What happened? He took a knee, and when he took the knee, they take the yards away.
Oh, no.
So be very skeptical on those bets, Kenny. But a half a yard for Brady, I got to go over. I got to
go over too because I think the game is going to come down to the last drive. So I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. So I'm going to take that half a yard because there's going to be a 4th and 1 somewhere, and what quarterback
sneaks
it more than anybody on that half a yard or yard that you need, and that's Brady. So I'm taking that over. He's going to get 2 rushing yards in the Super Bowl. Carson.
Yeah, that's a good point that you brought up. Quarterback sneak. You think of Tom Brady; he's been doing it for so long, and it's just unstoppable. And yeah, just another play where he just runs and rolls to the right or the left. He runs out of bounds, and there's a yard or two there, right there. So he's easily over.
And Sis, over under.
That's easy. Over.
All right, receivers. We're going to do rapid fire style, guys, and then I'm going to bring in Christian McCollum. Kurt.
Okay.
All right, we'll do the receivers rapid fire style. Sis, Travis Kelce, 98.5 yards. Over, under.
Under.
Kurt.
Over.
Carson.
Going under.
I'm going to go under on that as well. Chris God, we'll stick with the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill, 94.5, Kurt.
There's no way I'm taking under on Tyreek Hill. No.
I'm with you. He's going to have over 100 yards in the Super Bowl. Carson.
Yeah, going over as well.
Sis.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. You're not stopping them.
All right, let's go to the Bucks guys now. Chris Godwin, 73.5, Kurt.
Under.
I'm with you. I'm under. I'm under on this one. Carson.
I think he's going to be their go-to guy. I'm going to say over. He's going to have a big game, him and Hill.
Nice. Sis?
Under.
Okay. Mike Evans. I'll go to Carson first on this one. 63.5.
I'm going to say under. Barely under.
Sis?
Under.
Kurt?
Under.
I'm going to go over on this one. I'm going to go over. He's going to have about 80 yards. I'm going to go over. Couple more. Scotty Miller, 20.5.
I love this one. Love it. My favorite one on the whole thing. Over.
Over. Sis?
Yeah, that's an easy one. Over.
All right. Carson?
Yeah, I'm going over with this one. You saw what he did at the end of the half last week, so I'm going over.
I'm going over as well. And one more receiver, Antonio Brown, 41.5. Sis?
Under.
Carson?
I'm going to say under too.
Kurt?
I'm with them. Under.
I'm going
no
over.
Gronk. No Gronk.
My last one. I'll go to Sis first because I know where he's going on this one. Rob Gronkowski, 31.5.
I said it on a show last night. 10 to 12 times Brady will look for him. That's a lock bet on the over on that. Lock.
Carson.
Yeah, I'm with you. Grady and Bronk, just Super Bowl connection in history in itself. I'm going over.
Yep.
My easiest one too, Sis. I'm going over. And Kurt.
I'm the fourth person in with you guys. I love it, Sis. I love that. I agree. He's going to be his number one target Sunday.
He's riding the Sis train. I like it.
Yep.
That's our little Super Bowl prop bets we have, Kurt. I'm going to bring in Christian McCollum. I'll let you introduce who he is to the panel and to the audience.
Okay.
He'll be joining us in a second. There he is, just waiting for him to connect to his audio. There he is, Kurt.
How are you, Christian?
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Hello, everybody. This is Christian McCollum from Pool Party Pools. Instagram at Pool Party Pools. Thank you for joining us tonight, Christian.
Thanks a lot, fellas. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
If you could just start with a little bit of the background of your, if you want to just talk about what you guys got going on. And I know you were mentioning a little, we were just going over, I don't know if you were listening, we were going over some Super Bowl props, but you sent me something really cool that you guys have going on. But just if you can give yourself an overview of Pool Party Pools.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Pool Party Pools, we're looking to launch later this year, 2021. We're going to be an office sports pool hosting site. So for all your office sports pool needs, football, basketball, golf, everything like that, you guys will be able to come and we'll be able to host your office pools. Growing up, we used to do office pools all the time, and there's problems, right? What's problem number one? Getting the picks in. You got some guy in the office, he's hounding everybody, got to get your picks in on Friday, all this stuff. It's a pain in the ass. Then you got to grade the picks. That poor guy is sitting there on Sunday. I've seen guys, they got the Excel sheets out, there's that. And, the people in the pool, they want to know where they're at, where the standings. They're all over this guy because he hasn't, got the standings updated yet. And he's over here. He makes one mistake on an Excel column and the whole thing's shot. Then the other thing, I don't know about you guys, how trusting you guys are, but transparency is a big thing for office pools. We were in high school. My buddy's mom won the March Madness pool twice. That was it. We made him from then on. He had to print out a copy of everybody's bracket and hand it to him. So we did that for years. You would go down, you fill out your bracket, then on Friday or Thursday, you'd go over, pick up a stack of 100 sheets of everybody else's bracket. Because, this poor guy was spending more money on paper and printing than he was for the bracket. So, we're going to offer a product that's going to be able to, in real time, you're going to be able to see who everybody else has in your pool, how that stacks up against yours. And then you'll be able to follow along. And rooting for yourself, rooting against somebody else is just as fun as rooting for yourself.
Absolutely. Now I have a question. Is it
Christian, I can tell you this much. We're going to have a K&K Sports Show March Madness bracket. We're going to definitely hook up with you guys because Kurt does 1,000 things a day. He will definitely mess that up, right, Sid?
Absolutely. So, Christian, I have a question for you. Is it like a custom pool? Like, can it be anything however we want it? Because I'll tell you what we did as for a little fun. 2 years ago, I did it with my wife. She's a big college basketball fan. I'm a big college basketball fan. And we took conference tournaments. And we said, we took the Big Ten, the Big East, the ACC. And we said, you know what? There's, of course, everyone has a March Madness bracket. But we want to do a little, fun wager on those tournaments. So we did it, but same thing like Kenny's saying, okay, 2 points here. And what's this? And we did it. Last year, Kenny, we were going to do it with Sis. And there was obviously, they canceled all the tournaments due to the pandemic, but that's something that would just interest us, where that's a certain kind of pool we could get in. It would be awesome to say, all right, we're going into the Big Ten tournament, the Big 12 tournament, the Big East. And it's a little different than the March Madness, but that's also fun. Would that be something we could do with you guys?
You used the right word, custom. The biggest thing one of our biggest things is customization. Everybody has their own preferences, their own interests, the way they want to run their pools. And we're going to be fully customizable. So you come up, it's very easy to plug in our same system for different types of brackets, all that stuff. The scoring systems will be customizable as well. Obviously, we have some good ideas of our own that we'll use as defaults or options. But beyond that, you'll be able to customize everything you want and be able to use anything you want. As an organizer, you'll be able to choose the games. Let's say it's a college football pool and you want to just do the SEC conference. You can just do the SEC. You want to do SEC and Big Ten, do that. You want to do every game, go ahead, go for it. Being flexible is going to be one of our biggest assets.
That's awesome, Christian, because the four of us, Carson's a Michigan State student, Sis is Seton Hall alumni, I'm a West Virginia fan, Kurt is Auburn and St. John's. So that's five conferences right there that are covered. So that's awesome.
And I don't know how much you guys watch golf or are into golf pools and that stuff, but that's a major sphere right now that's really exploding. I mean, there's nothing better. You got a big golf pool for the Masters and it's the back nine on Sunday and you're in it. That's about as exciting as it gets.
Christian, this is the show to come to, Wits and Wagers. Hey, we'll gamble on anything, man. We'll do anything.
Right.
Yeah. So in our signature contest is something we call Build Your Bankroll, right? So it's basically just a virtual sports book. So you start with 5,000 credits, we'll say, and you can wager them however you want. You know, it's NFL college football season. You want to go all in on the money line, some college football, you know, top 5 teams playing a FCS team, go all in money line. Go ahead. You might only win 50 credits, but you can do it. You know, you want to, if you miss a week, no big deal. You still got what you might have lost. And we're going to apply that in a lot of different areas. And that's one of the, you know, things. It's just a handicapping contest, basically.
No, that's awesome.
That is great.
Sis, anything for Christian or Carson? Anything? You guys have any questions? Because I want to get into your props. I know you have some cool Super Bowl props going on. But before we get into that, Carson or Sis, anything for Christian?
No, it sounds awesome. It sounds like a great idea. You know, you got the customization feature. I'm a big, a lot of my friends who like to do, you know, March Madness and bracket pools and, you know, fantasy and that kind of thing. So it sounds like a great idea.
Sis.
I'm just echoing Carson's words. It sounds great. Sounds like he's got a nice setup. I like it.
I'm definitely excited to go forward as well. Definitely March Madness coming up. That could be our first one that we roll in here.
So Christian, real quick, what else? You mentioned golf as something where a lot of people might not have done a little. I mean, again, like I know people might just do FanDuel and stuff like that, but when you're in like a pool, what's something else, another sport that people wouldn't realize, like you could do a nice little wagering pool in like a bracket?
You know, a lot of things people haven't really figured out how to capitalize on now is UFC. You know, you get a big UFC fight night, big card. You know, it's not really you pick. There's some guys minus 500. You know, you're not really going on a limb picking him, but you have the option to risk that 500 minus 500. You might think twice. Maybe you take him as a KO. Maybe you take the over under, and you just do a build your bankroll for that one night. And like I said, someone at the end is going to be going all in on the underdog, some kind of long shot parlay or something like that. It's just it'd be a good way to spice up that UFC fight nights.
Now, Christian, I don't know if you got horse racing yet in your agenda, but Sis right there, he's a big horse racing guy.
We could do that too. My father, I'll lean on my father-in-law for that. That my father-in-law couldn't figure out how to use an iPhone, and then one day he shows up at my house and he's watching it right on. I'm like, what do you mean? You just got an iPhone yesterday. You even know how to email.
Christian, Christian, that's like my father too, and Kenny knows him and Sis knows him. He can go and say, I can't check an email, I can't do this, but I can tell you this. He can log into TVG. He can get that computer working.
Yeah,
he can get that working.
With absolutely no problem.
With no problems. Anything else, there's a problem. TVG miraculously works.
Yeah, exactly. So my mother-in-law finally figured out, this guy's not as dumb as he pretends to be.
So to explain the little Super Bowl, we went over some Super Bowl props, but if you can explain what special you guys got going on with because you sent me, it looks pretty cool. If you want to go over that a little bit.
Yeah, so we're doing a prop sheet for the Super Bowl. You can check it out on Twitter at Pool Party Pools. It's a prop sheet. We got a bunch of props listed on it. Pretty easy contest. You just send it along to your friends and family. Let them fill it out. On Twitter during the game, we'll be ahead and live updating those. So you're not going to have to sit there the whole time the next day hungover trying to figure out how many yards did Mahomes have, what was the color, what was it tails or whatever. We'll do that for you live, and you just fill it out and, have your friends keep score for themselves. I know, like I said, my buddies, I told them, I'm not keeping track of yours, but you better take a picture of it and send it to me. You're not going to tell me you got undefeated Monday morning. So that's what we're doing there. I heard you guys going over your props, but then I logged off because I didn't want to have any feedback. What were your guys' favorite prop angles?
You know what? My favorite prop is it's a small yardage, but we talked about it last night on our regular show and our wagering show today is I love Scotty Miller over 20.5 receiving yards. That's one that I love. And then Sis brought up the other one I loved was Mahomes over, I believe it was 21.5 yards or 21 yards rushing, because I just think it's, Tampa Bay is going to play off a little bit, not give up the deep shot. Mahomes had 2 weeks to get better, and it's the Super Bowl, so he's going to use his legs. So I like Scotty Miller over 20.5, and I like Mahomes rushing are my two.
I'm staying away from that Mahomes rush because I had him in the divisional game, and he had one more yard to get, and he came up lame and got knocked out. And I was sitting there, and I came up a yard and a half short of that over, so I'll stay away from that. I was looking at a couple, actually. The one that jumped to me was Cameron Brate, 2 touchdowns or more. You're going to get a long odds on that. It's like plus 4,000, plus 5,000 you can get. He's get down there short yardage. Gronk will probably be getting a lot of attention. Brady loves that play action pass, hit that tight end over the middle. I could see him doing that too. I mean, Brady threw a touchdown to Mike Vrabel in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Carson, what's your favorite one?
I'm old fashioned. I just like the coin toss. Tails never fails, man.
I'm with you there.
I personally, I know Sis is on board with me on this one. One that I love, I'll steal Sis's thunder, is Gronkowski over 31 yards. Sis and I both believe, taking the words out of Sis's mouth, that Brady's going to look for him numerous amount of times in this game. If I had to pick another one, I got a parlay prop that I like. I'm going to go out on a long shot here. Antonio Brown, 100+ yards and one or more touchdowns is plus 1,000 on the money line.
You like those when you can get some correlation there, with that parlay there where, he can catch a long touchdown and that could account for almost half of his yards right there. So those are good.
Mm-hmm.
Sis, you like Gronkowski. You like anything else?
On a prop bets, I like Gronkowski and I like the Hill over the 94.5. That's I think that's a no-brainer. That kid's tough, man.
He probably
He
gets
did have
71
over
yards.
200 yards in the first quarter last time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll happen this time, but I'm pretty sure he'll go over for the entire
The
game.
crazy thing with Hill, like Sis is saying, I mean, you could throw him a 5-yard screen pass and he can go 80. It doesn't have to be a 70-yard pass. It could just be him.
Right.
On a little.
Great point.
So that's the day. That's why going under with Hill is always like scary because anytime he touches the ball. What do you think about this one, Christian? Because I heard a lot of people this week and everybody unanimously was saying Brady under the 295. I like the under 2 just because I think they're going to run the ball and try to play defense and slow to shorten the game so Kansas City's offense isn't on the field. But, again, it's Brady, so you got to be worried because – I mean, he's in the Super Bowl. He has had success in the Super Bowl. There's no denying that. Do you like the 295 or where would you go on that?
I think you get it either way, right? Because if Tampa Bay doesn't play well and they're terrible and they just get shut down, he's probably not getting over it. If they play well and they're ahead, they're going to run that ball. Yeah, they're going to grind the clock. So I think you got a couple ways to win that one. So that's kind of the way I look at with the Super Bowl when you're going to be making a whole lot of bets. Try to play a narrative out in your head. What's going to happen. I'm rolling. I'm glad Kurt took Kansas City because I'm rolling with Tampa Bay too. So I'm just saying, hey, Tampa Bay gets out to a early lead and then they just try to hang on. So I'm looking at Tampa Bay in the under every which way.
I agree. I like Tampa Bay and the under. The weather might come into a big factor here.
Yeah. Give me Tampa Bay with the points. Give me Tampa Bay money line. Give me Tampa Bay in the under tease. Give me Tampa Bay in the under action reverse. Give me it all Tampa Bay and under you can give me.
I'll tell you this.
The important question is the Super Bowl prediction. We know you like Tampa Bay, but what goes the final score?
I'm going to say 27-24 Tampa Bay.
Now, who are you a fan of? What team?
I don't really have a team, right? So you guys are in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Growing up, I liked the Eagles. That was my team. I'm a big Randall Cunningham guy. And then, I kind of stuck with them. And then I realized I just wasn't feeling McNabb. I was on T.O.'s side in their feud, which made me kind of sick. And then I was like, you know what? I just don't like this team anymore. So I just root for guys. I'm a big college football guy, big Notre Dame guy. So we spend a lot of time on Notre Dame and college football. So that's kind of the team I spend my energy on.
Spread out.
Christian, I want to ask you.
2 from New Jersey, Maryland, Carson's from Michigan. But I grew up in New Jersey. Sis and I are Giants fans. Carson's a Lions fan, and Kurt's a Bronco fan. So all suffering fans right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm from Massachusetts, but I don't rep the Patriots like that.
There you go.
When I was a kid, nobody wanted them.
Christian, I want to ask you and Carson a question because we didn't get this last night from you guys, but it's a question I asked. Maybe we asked 4 people last night. If you were either a fan of either team. All right, now don't take it as a coach. Take it as just a fan. Would you rather be on this Sunday? Would you rather, if I say you're a Bucks fan, and I'm saying you're a Bucks fan now, Christian, would you rather have a 1-point lead with a minute to go, but your defense has to stop Mahomes, or would you rather be down 1, Brady with the ball, and you got to get in field goal range? What would you do?
Give me Brady every time.
Yeah, I'm with Christian. You got to go with the GOAT. I mean, give him any situation and he'll get it done.
All right, now
but
flip
talk
it.
about I would die. I would kill anything to be a Tampa Bay fan right now. Rays in the World Series. The Lightning just won the Cup. You got Bucks in the Super Bowl. I mean, you can't get much better than that. I just want one team, man.
All right, so now flip it. If you're a Bucks fan, do you want a 1-point lead and your defense has to stop Mahomes? Or okay, the other way. Chiefs fan, you want to stop? You want a 1-point lead? Or do you want to be down 1, but you have Mahomes winning that game? You're more confident in your defense stopping them? Or you want the ball in Mahomes' hands?
Mahomes, give me the ball with Mahomes. That I mean, I'd almost take those with those. I almost take that up to 4 both ways. I'd rather,
Exactly.
I'd feel comfortable down 4 if you give Mahomes the ball.
Isn't it crazy though? Like when you would go and say, you'd say years ago, "Oh, I'll take the lead with a minute." You might not want the lead. You might want the ball in this game.
Absolutely.
Down a point or 4 points. It's mind-boggling, but I agree. I would want the ball with both of those guys too. I don't trust them.
I agree. Now you take that other way around. If you need a touchdown, I'm going to rely on my defense. But
even against Mahomes, even if you have Mahomes.
What was that?
Even if you have Mahomes, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, those guys.
How much time are you giving me, Kurt?
Minute 10.
Minute 10 from the 20. That's hard. That's
How
hard.
many timeouts?
I would rely on my defense, I think.
One timeout.
But not a field goal, Kristen.
Yeah.
Field goal, 100% with you guys can definitely get into field goal range and get the touchdown.
You know what? I'm with Christian. Even with the 4 points, I still want those 2 quarterbacks. I would be afraid to be on defense against those
That's
2
Mr.
guys.
Siciliano. He's the defensive coordinator, defensive guy.
You can't beat a good defense, my friend. That's the bottom line, and that's why Tampa Bay will win the Super Bowl.
Brady's going to have 1 ring for every day of the week.
You got it.
There we go.
By the way, we're talking about spreads. Is this the first Super Bowl besides the one versus the Rams that Brady is an underdog?
Yeah.
So it was only the first one versus the greatest show on turf, and then he's been favored in every other game.
Yeah.
Except this one.
He's got some crazy Wayne Gretzky-like stats right now. If he wins, he's going to have more Super Bowl rings than any other franchise.
That's amazing.
Yes.
You got to. He's motivated. You got to take the Bucks. Kurt's the only one not on board, Christian.
That's all right. We don't all want to be on the same side.
I'm not. But I'll tell you this.
We keep it real. That's what I respect everybody on this panel. We keep it real.
But here's the important part.
Don't sweep the board.
Here's the important part. I'm not laying the 3 points. Money line. No way am I laying 3 points because I'm actually picking 26-24. So I do not want that. I will just money line, get the win. I don't have again, I'm picking them not to win by 3, so I wouldn't give the 3. But money line, I would go Kansas City. But it's tough.
There's nothing worse than the Super Bowl either. You're rooting for this team for 4 hours and then they screw you over and you have to watch them celebrate. Nah, don't give the points away.
That's it.
Just take the money line.
I agree.
Yep.
Anything else for Christian?
I definitely look forward to doing this March Madness pool with you, Christian, and look forward to seeing you again on our show. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, anytime you want to come on, please. I know you've been dealing with Bobby Blackjack, I-95 Sports Network. A shout out to Bobby. And we're looking definitely forward to working with you. And you got to check us out because we're going to check out our graphics. After this, we're going to make a couple of college basketball weekend picks. We got the little hardwood background up with the logos. So we're interested to see Mr. Siss's Lock of the Week. We're bringing that back this week. Coach Siss's Lock of the Week.
Nice.
The locksmith is back. But no, thank you again, Christian. Look forward to meeting up with you again in the near future for sure, and catch you on our shows for sure.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on, and go ahead and go to Twitter and at Pool Party Pools to check out that prop sheet.
Absolutely. Nice meeting you.
Thanks a lot, guys.
You too, Christian.
Good luck this Sunday.
Thank you.
Have a good one, Christian. Thank you.
See you.
All right, awesome. Christian McCollum from Pool Party Pools. It sounds pretty neat, but you know what, Kenny? How awesome is that? We wanted to talk about, like those conference tournament pools. I mean, we're doing it by hand.
Especially with us. Like I said, Carson, Big Ten.
Yeah.
You're a Big East fan. I'm Big 12, West Virginia, Sis's, Seton Hall. We got a lot of conferences covered right there. It'd be a lot of fun to do for sure.
By the way,
Definitely March Madness for sure. So,
by the way, I have not
you know-
heard Mr. Sis congratulate the St. John's Red Storm in their huge upset last night, beating number 3 Villanova. Mr. Sis, any words on that real quick?
I texted you last night. I got a lot of respect for what they did last night. I mean, they're not winning the national championship, but
No.
that was a big win for you. Yeah, they did. And by the way, my Pirates did win last
They
night.
did. They did. I was all over you with that, but they did.
Yep.
And I totally forgot, but definitely going to have to get Sis's Seton Hall picture up next week, especially the one with the football helmet.
Hey, let's do it. All right, so
Got to
let's
get it up for Carson because he hasn't seen it.
No, he
No.
has no. That's he's gonna like that. We might put that like as our. We might put that somehow on our Facebook page and stuff like that.
All right.
Cool.
So let's do this. Let's get to our college basketball picks of the week. We started doing this last week
We'll
with the
start.
college.
We'll do college football picks of the week, and then we'll go to Sis's lock.
We'll go to his
Doesn't
lock.
necessarily have to be basketball. It's just the lock of the week. We'll
Right.
end with that.
Right. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's get into. We're gonna start with tonight. Game started already. Number 7 Ohio State at number 8 Iowa. Sis, you can start us up. Where you going?
Who is it?
Number 7 Ohio State at Iowa.
Woodshed, Iowa.
Carson.
I'm taking. Who are you going with, Carson or me?
Carson.
I'm gonna go with Ohio State. I just cannot believe what I'm seeing with my Spartans right now. I mean, I know we put up a good fight against Iowa, but Ohio State obliterated us. I'm gonna go Ohio State on the road with this one.
I'm with Sis. I'm not going to say Woodshed, but I'm going to go against Carson and with Sis in Iowa at home. Kenny.
I did lose that bet. I did have Michigan State that game against Ohio State, but I will tell you this: I'm with Sis and Kurt with Iowa, Carson. Ohio State can get into those 5 or 6 minute shooting droughts. And Iowa and Garza and that offense, a little better than Michigan State's offense. I'm going to take Iowa with the points tonight. But if we're just picking games, obviously Iowa.
Yeah, well, these are just no spreads. We're just going to do these just the winners we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the Hawkeyes.
Okay. Game number 2. We'll go. It's tonight also. Coach Breslin's Rutgers Scarlet Knights at home against Minnesota. I believe that's tonight. Let me just make sure. Yes, it's tonight, 9 o'clock, FS1. Minnesota at Rutgers, Carson.
Well, I feel sorry for the people that were listening to our picks last week because we swept the board with Michigan State, and you saw what happened against them with Rutgers. Just absolute brutal. Props to Rutgers. I'm going to go with Rutgers. Why not?
Kenny.
I'm with Carson on Rutgers. I apologize as well, but Carson, anybody who's living in Michigan and New Jersey got away from that one at least. They couldn't bet that, thank goodness.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Rutgers. I did like what I saw in them, and I think Minnesota, nice sleeper team at home. So I'm going to go Rutgers.
I'm going to be with you guys. I'll make it 3. Does Mr. Sis make it 4?
Yeah, that's easy, Rutgers.
Okay.
Come on, they beat your Spartans last week. By 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were wrong on that one. Thank goodness we couldn't bet it.
Yeah, thank God we could get that in. All right, we roll to Saturday. Alabama, Sis's Alabama Crimson Tide at Missouri. Kenny.
Going to make Sis happy. I'm not going to say the Arkansas Razorbacks. I'm going to say the Alabama Crimson Tide will beat Missouri. Big road victory for them. Upset. I don't know if it's an upset or not. They're both ranked high. But I'm going to say Bama on the road pulls off the win.
You know what? I was a little worried the other day. They lost to who beat them? Saturday. They got beat by somebody.
Florida beat them, right?
No, it was
No.
Oklahoma.
Talking about Alabama.
Oklahoma. It was Oklahoma.
Yes.
That was a little, on the road, so it worries me a little. But they are very talented. They shoot the 3, so I'm gonna hesitantly. I will take Rick Kenny. I will go with. I'm not a road guy, Sis. You know that. Alabama. Sis, you going with your boys? There it is. And Carson.
Give me Missouri. They're on a 6-game winning streak. They're at home. They're motivated and they're hungry. They're going to upset Alabama. Sorry, sis.
All right, you don't like Alabama. It's all good.
I will say this: got to give props. Since I didn't get props, I did hit a 17 parlay last week.
That was sick.
You did.
Money line parlay. I hit 7 teams out of 7. Some favorites, but I did have 2 underdogs.
But what he didn't tell Carson, what he didn't tell you.
But then the bad comes with the bad. The following day, I lost it.
No, but
I didn't hit anything.
I tried to avoid him. I tried to tell him Ohio State over Michigan State on Sunday, but on that Saturday, his number one bet all day was Virginia. We just couldn't get it in, so he actually got lucky. He got lucky that he won. All right, so we're gonna stay. We're gonna go little new logos this week. We're gonna go at Saturday 9-1 St. Bonaventure at 7-3 St. Louis. Sis.
St. Bonnie. Excuse me.
Kenny.
I'm going to go with one of my most favorite mascot names in college basketball. Going with the Billikens of St. Louis. How great is that name? I did the college basketball teams a few weeks ago. How about the Billikens in that list?
Says Kenny, I'm with you. I'm going St. Louis too. Carson, what about you?
St. Bonaventure only reason is because there's a roller skating rink called Bonaventure. So I'm going St. Bonaventure.
Okay. Nice little under the radar game for Saturday.
Bonaventure's it's only got 1 loss?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're coming right back on Saturday. We're going to go with Kansas going to West Virginia. Huggy Bear against Bill Self. Big 12 showdown. Carson, start us off.
Man. God, this is tough. I'm gonna go with Kansas. I feel like they get the upset done. West Virginia struggled over the past couple games. I'm gonna go with Kansas.
I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna go Huggy at home, and I know Mr. Sis, who I'm asked to pick next. I know I'm gonna put his face right next to mine because I know he's going West Virginia at home. Am I correct, Sis?
Yes, sir. All the way.
It is. Kenny?
I got to go with my Mountaineers. They're my sleeper team. Big 12 is actually a good conference. A little sneaky there. Obviously, Baylor, Oklahoma, Texas. They're right there with the Big 10, with the big boys. So Kansas, West Virginia, you got to win your home games. So West Virginia's going to have this. This is closest thing to a must win for them. So I'm going to take them at home.
All right. We're going to go a little more. We're going to go a little back to the Big Ten, Carson's Big Ten conference. We're going to go Wisconsin against Iowa.
No, Iowa was. Oh,
I'm sorry, Illinois. Sorry, Wisconsin, Illinois. My fault. I said it wrong. Kenny, start us off.
I was really high on Wisconsin till last week when they did not even show up in Penn State. Like Penn State, I think they beat them. It was the first time Penn State beat them in a very long time. It was like 10 years, a crazy number. I don't know. I don't know if I trust Wisconsin on the road. Illinois is better than people think. I'm going to take Illinois easy in this game. I'm saying double digits.
Sis?
Illinois.
Carson?
I think this is a coin flip. Give me Illinois. They're shocking a lot of people this year. I know they've both kind of struggled the past couple of games against ranked opponents, but I'm going to go with Illinois, the story in the Big Ten.
I'm going to fill it out with you guys. I like their backcourt. I'll take him. And again, I like the home court. So I will go Illinois at home to beat Wisconsin. Like Kenny said, they struggled last week on the road. And, again, I'm not a road guy. Let's go to Texas. We're going to go Texas at Oklahoma State. Cade Cunningham, freshman sensation, number 1 pick, going to be probably in this year's draft. Sis, Texas at Oklahoma State. Where are you going?
Texas.
Kenny.
Going against Sis on this one. I think I'm waiting for Texas to have that letdown game, and I think it's going to be against Oklahoma State at home. And I'm waiting for, just like I said, I'm repeating myself. Closest thing to a must-win for Oklahoma State, this early in the season. I'm going to go Oklahoma State.
I'm with you too. I think the young Cowboys get it done over Texas. And I'm going to take Oklahoma State and Cade Cunningham. Carson.
Yeah, they're coming off a tough loss against Baylor, they're number 2 team in the country. But yeah, they're going on the road against an unranked Oklahoma State. You guys kind of nail on the head. It's kind of a must-win game for them. Pistons, man, tanking for Cade. I want that guy, man. He's a stud, and I hope we get him. But I'm going Texas in this one.
Okay.
You know what? You can Cunningham, Garza. There's so many. We'll definitely have to have. There's a great draft coming in for a team that's going to be in the lottery this year.
Now, when is the last time you've heard this? 6:00 Saturday night, unranked North Carolina at unranked Duke. Seriously, when's the last time we
I
can
think
say
they
that?
said, I just really quickly, there was during the Michigan State game, they said it's the first time since North Carolina, Duke, and Michigan State were all unranked in like 50 years.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And Kentucky.
And Kentucky.
And Kentucky in there too. Who do you like, sis?
Nuts.
Carolina, Duke.
Duke.
Yep, I'm with you. Duke at home. Kenny?
Duke, because they're home.
Carson.
That's the only reason.
Going Duke in this one, yeah. Rivalry. Give me Duke.
All right. Let's get to, we're going to go, what else do I have? I have another
All right, quick question. When does Roy Williams start to get the hot seat? Now, we're talking multiple years now that his team has not been good.
Yeah.
They give him another year or two to turn it around? I think you got to give him at least one more year.
Yeah, I think so, especially with this year, because you just don't really know. Like, same thing with Izzo. Like, we were off for 3 weeks, couldn't practice at all. Just totally messes up the mojo with things. But I feel like once there's a full, fresh start of college basketball and another year under their belt, I think they're going to get back to where they were. Same thing with Duke and Coach K and everything. And it's just really weird to see, just 4 absolute blue blood schools just not even in the top 25.
Right.
Yeah.
And we got our last game Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, 12:00, little appetizer, Iowa. We're going to pick them again at Indiana. Carson, you're the Big Ten guy. What do we do on Super Bowl Sunday? Who do we go with?
Wow. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going Indiana at home. I know they had a big win against Illinois. I think it was Illinois a couple weeks ago. I'm going to go with Indiana.
Sis.
Who's playing?
Iowa, Indiana.
Nah, Iowa.
Okay. Kenny.
Iowa.
I'm with Carson, upset city, especially if Iowa beats Ohio State. Big victory against the number 7 team, top team, and arguably them Michigan, top 2 teams in the Big Ten. You go and beat Ohio State. Sunday, you have a letdown before the Super Bowl, and you get beat by Indiana.
I hate agreeing with you, Kenny, but I am. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go Indiana in an upset on Super Bowl Sunday to get the day fired up.
Yep.
So that's all I got for college hoops. Mr.
Okay,
Sis.
now the most important pick of the week, of the month, the return of Sis's lock of the week.
Tampa Bay over Kansas City.
Oh, God.
So you're taking the points? Take the points is what you're saying, or money line?
Take the points. Take the points. Take the points.
Okay, see, take the points I could see. But, hey, if that's his lock, listen, we're starting right now. He's starting right out of the gate. His new lock record starts now. He's 0-0, and we're going to see next week if he becomes 1-0.
And what's the main reasons for the lock, Sis, for those listening? So you remember, your reputation's on the line here. You're telling everybody to bet Tampa Bay out.
See this? See this? That's my reputation right there.
But wait, you went to Seton Hall. How's that your reputation?
What does that got to do with it?
I'm messing with you. Tell everybody out there listening the reason why to bet Tampa Bay.
Say that again.
Tell everyone out there in Zoom and Facebook and YouTube land why to bet Tampa Bay. I'm with you, but you got to convince
Again,
our audience.
Brady's been in 10 Super Bowls. He's won 7. somehow, some way, the guy always finds the win a game, man, especially in the big game. So, I mean, I know our Giants beat him twice, but I just,
You don't have to
I
sell
don't know.
me. Carson and I are on board with Tampa Bay. You got to
I
sell
just-
Mr. Valenti.
I just had a gut from the beginning of last week that he's going to do it.
Kurt, I got to put you on the spot. How do you go against the lock of the week?
Well, first off, Will Cologne's saying I'm rooting for Tampa Bay, so Will's checking in with us. I want to give a shout out to Will. How do I go against the lock of the week? Again, I said this to you all the time. Like, let me ask something. Who's been the best team in football the past 2 years?
Chiefs.
Chiefs, right? Everyone on this panel agrees? The Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you really look at it, it should be easy, right? It's the Chiefs. It's not, because defense, and they're going to run the ball. But defense wins championship. It's not going to be Brady. I'm telling you. Like, people are thinking Brady's going to be 39 for 45 for 400 yards. There's no way.
I tell you what, that game against Green Bay, he did not look good at all in Green Bay.
Nope. But you know
so
what he did?
I can see where you're coming from, Kurt, but I feel like primetime Super Bowl, I mean, it's like playoff LeBron. He just goes to another atmosphere.
No, I agree. But Carson, you know what he's going to do? Just like you said in that Tampa Bay game. They're going to run. Hey, 3rd and 6. Brady, make a play. First down. Run. 3rd and 4. Brady, make a play. That's what it's going to be. He's not going to be throwing for all these yards and these PlayStation numbers. It's not going to happen. It's a Super Bowl. Those games, week 3, they don't matter. But Tampa's the only team, because of that defense, that could keep Kansas City. I wouldn't be shocked if Tampa Bay wins. But if they win, they're going to win because of their defense. But I just think Mahomes is the best player in the sport. And I would always take a complete, absolute freak quarterback like the level 1 franchise to beat that defense, and I think he's going to do it. So I'm not saying I would risk my reputation with Tampa Bay and going against Sis's lock of the week, because I'm going to be honest. I'm like 60-40 Kansas City. I could see Tampa Bay win because Tampa Bay's got a good defense. They're going to run the ball and play defense. But what about you, Kenny? You're all in with the lock?
I'm all in with the lock. I think Tampa Bay's, I'm not saying Brady's going to win the game either. I think the running game shows up. And Kurt, don't be surprised if I throw a few dollars on MVP for the game, Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. That Tampa Bay run game is going to show up. Which is going to open up play action for Brady to Gronk. I'm all in with Sis's lock of the week. How about you, Carson?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. How can you go against Sis?
Sis, all that matters is Carson and I are on board.
Absolutely.
I'll say this in the last minute, and it's something
smart men, very smart men.
Listen, I said this to you before, and I know as soon as we get off the air, Kenny's gonna call Sis, and then Kenny's probably gonna get in touch with Carson, and Kenny's gonna go, Kurt just said something to me I didn't think about. You got Andy Reid and Spags, and we got Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles. You can't put your Benjamins on Todd Bowles. No way. I'm sorry. Look at Kenny smiling. He knows now. He wants Spags. No, he wants Spags. He wants Spags. Sis, come on, Sis.
Kurt's trying to convince everybody. Look at this. This is amazing.
I got to do this real quick, 20 seconds. Sis, Cowboys or Eagles, I won't even say Washington. Cowboys are in the Super Bowl. Are you rooting for the Cowboys? Are you betting the Cowboys?
No.
Carson, if the Packers are in the Super Bowl or the Bears, are you rooting for the Packers or Bears?
Nah. I mean, like, nah. It's a divisional rival, but like, I guess the only thing, because you would represent the conference, because if your team's in the seat, it's kind of like the Big Ten or any college conference. If a Big Ten team, like I was rooting for Ohio State in the playoffs because it's representing the Big Ten. I can see if it's a divisional rival, it might be different.
Fair answer.
Yeah.
You're rooting for the Chiefs because you don't like Brady.
Exactly.
I couldn't do that. I could not do that.
Exactly.
Like, my worst case scenario was when the Eagles and Patriots were
right. Who'd you root for?
Patriots.
Okay.
Yep.
But right now, but see, here's the thing. I don't have a rivalry with the Chiefs. We haven't beat them in 4 years. How's that? It's not even a rival right now.
That should make it even more that you want
Yeah,
Tampa
but
Bay.
let them win. I don't care. You know what? I have more of a rivalry with Brady. 2 AFC championship games, 4 playoff games. By the way, 3-1 versus Denver. I don't want to hear Brady 86-3, not versus us. 1-3 versus us in playoff games. 0-2 in our AFC championship games. That's all I'm going to tell you. He never had confetti coming down in our house.
Fair enough.
All right? So, hey, it's going to be a great game. Seriously, enjoy the game.
Enjoy the game. I think it's.
How old do you guys think Brady's going to go till? He's 43 right now. Do you guys see him go to 50, or do you think he's going to hang it up in a couple of years?
How do you know? But Carson, if you win the Super Bowl, how does he not go out?
I know. He's just a different animal, though. He's just like it's Tom freaking Brady. It's amazing what he's doing right now at 43. It really is.
No, it is.
So I
think
maybe it's like I said. If he wins, maybe, but I feel like he's got a couple more years left.
But think about it. Hey, guys, play defense. Like I said, just throw it 20 times a game, 21 times a game. Now in the postseason, like Carson said, all right, now if you need them, now you come up. But for those 16 games, play defense, man. That's it.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right, final thoughts, Kenny.
Final thoughts. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Guys, it's always a pleasure talking to you. We'll see Kurt next week when he says you guys were right. This is the lock of the week. How can I go against the lock of the week? We'll see that next week. And but yeah, enjoy the Super Bowl. Carson, definitely thank you for joining us as always. And
always a pleasure, guys.
You're doing a show on Saturday, but why don't you announce your show that you got?
Saturday, 8:30 Eastern time. We're going to be doing some online casino games, the whole 9 yards, roulette, blackjack, craps, slots, you name it. We'll be there. It's a ton of fun.
I know Sis still hasn't gone on there, but we got to get him on there.
Yes.
Sis
well, you know what? No, I'll tell you what's happening. When he loses all his money Sunday, he's going to have to come back next week to try to get it back.
Yeah, we'll set something up, Sis and I. We'll get on there for a stream.
I don't want to hear any crying next week after Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl.
Carson, final
That's
word.
all I'm saying. Or excuses.
Mm-hmm. Carson, final
Tom Brady's the greatest player of all time in football history. He's going to show you why.
Absolutely.
Sis, because I got a great final word, Kenny, but go ahead, Sis. You go first.
I just said it. The final words of the night is enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody. And when Kansas City gets beat, don't want to hear why they got beat and there was a bad call in the game. Mahomes slipped. Don't want to hear it.
Sis, Kenny, I just thought of something. Looking at Sis on my screen, and you mentioned, what did we bring back this week?
Lock of the week.
All right. What does the Miami Hurricanes do? No. What do they wear? When they get a turnover.
The turnover chain.
The turnover chain. We're going to get Sis a chain with the lock. And if he wins, the lock is in. If he loses, it's like an open lock. We're going to have to do something every week for him with that.
That's it. Love it.
All right, like a turnover chain. He has to wear the lock. We're going to make it up this week.
There we go. I love it.
All right, boys. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll see you guys next week.
Enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll see you Saturday for sure. And thanks to McCollum for joining us.
Yeah,
tonight.
thank you for Pool Party Pools, and we'll be in touch with him and see everybody next week.